I've been seeing a holistic MD for a number of years and, just kept getting prescribed more and more supplements. This last spring, the pre-diabetes number was into diabetes, and there's thyroid, Hashimoto's present, and I just don't want to take all the pharmaceuticals. So I listen to your podcast and I stay in touch with you via your newsletters and information. And so I thought, all right, if I don't want to go on medication, I need to do something differently. And clearly all the supplements aren't really doing what I need them to do. And I knew that I needed to focus on my eating specifically. Well, I'm in my 60s. I've done a lot of emotional work, let's say, for many, many years. But I think there's always work to be done on our emotional beings. And I know the correlation between my eating and my emotional being. I knew that there was a correlation, and yours is the only program that I know that addresses both. It's really fun having the calls and, getting to know people via the Zoom calls, and that support system, I think, has really made a difference for me, and the input from everybody. I've had some important revelations about myself, and I think it's important that everybody needs to participate in the discussions, and I've gotten so much out of it. That has really helped. And the whole 5 or 6 week program, emotional program that you go through those each week, and those questions and each section really addresses the main points, I think, in everybody's lives that they need to focus on if they never have. And I've done a lot of work in a lot of those areas, but there's always room for improvement. And I think I always say, you get to where you work to the point where you can handle it, and then your mind or your body kind of just shuts off. And then, you grow a little bit, and then you work to that next point. So I felt like I advanced further in my emotional well-being in this program. The support and listening to everybody's stories along this, the journey has given me the confidence to move forward and to keep moving, because, you start the program and it's like, I started to get headaches and it's like, I'm not going to be able to do this. And it's like, another failure. And it's like, nope, I kept going. And, you get on the calls, you listen to everybody's stories and, their side effects, and listen to you and the support that you give us and the solutions that you give us for, side effects that we get. That has really helped me continue on where I think in the past I might have just given up. The word that popped into my head was healthier. I've had stomach disorders. I've had, lung issues, that nobody could resolve, and just like they made me think like it was all in my head. And now that I'm in the program, I see like just so much of this congestion is clearing up. I have hope that I will be taking less supplements in a few months. Yeah, healthier in that sense, and just like I'm going to feel younger than I did before I started the program. You have to want to succeed. You have to want to get better. I was at that point where I'm not fearful of emotions. I'm not fearful of facing things from my past. And then, some of the stuff, I had a couple emotional calls, and it's just comforting to have the other people on the call that are in the program with me, because I know that they've had their own issues too and have kind of been at the same boat. I think I've progressed a little further in knowing myself, changing my reactions to some family situations that we discussed on a call last week. It's like, I'm going to think differently and I'm going to react differently because of the emotional exercises that I went through and the discovery that I found about myself. You know what? I don't know that anybody else would notice more than me. Like I'm feeling more comfortable within my own body and within my own self. Like my self-talk is more positive and I have more confidence that that I will get through this program, and that I will continue it, continue what I've learned and refer back to everything that I've learned. Right. I think the first time we spoke and, you gave me the overview of the program, I hung up and was like, yeah, I don't think I'm ready to make that type of investment. We've stayed in touch through, your emails and everything. And then I was finally ready to, have the consultation again. And this time I felt like I was ready. I've done so many other programs where I've invested the money and done a couple weeks or a couple months or something, and then just, it fizzled out. You get out of a program what you put into it. If you're ready to make a change, then you can't put a dollar amount on good health. You just can't. I have 5 grandbabies that I want to be around with, until they're adults. I want to make sure that I'm going to be the healthiest that I can be. And so that's why I made the investment, because I am worth it. You have to set your mind to it and realize, you know what, I bet I can find this money because I'd spend it somewhere else. Yeah, and I have friends that have health issues, and when I see they have hospital stays that, that costs way more than this program. So it's like, if I can make this investment now, I'm going to save it in the long run, better health and soon less supplements to purchase. It's probably right up there at the top, or in addition to, just regular exercise, which is, a number one health benefit. I mean, this is right up there because it works. Well, this program probably is the best investment I've made in my health that I can think of. I'm very happy with how it's going so far, and I plan to continue it and adapt, what I've learned for the rest of my life. I think one of the biggest differences in this program is the weekly calls, the weekly Zoom calls, and the people that I've gotten to know and their situations. So whether it's the emotional calls or the strategy calls or the doctor calls, it's all so helpful. It's just fun to know these people. And I think that is where, I miss them. If I miss a call, I missed yesterday's call. And I was like, darn it, I really don't like to miss a call, because I enjoy everybody on the call. Yeah, and I think people are respectful on the calls. Like, I've taken up too much time, it's someone else's turn. I feel like, any one of us that talks too much feels like, oh, it's got to be someone else's turn. One other thing I wanted to say, and I just lost the thought, darn it. I remember what it is.
Okay, go ahead.
So the God aspect that we can tap into in this program. I don't know how much you want to share that when you're promoting your program. So yeah, the Christian aspect, or the reliance that it seems like a lot of us have on God, really plays into this program. And the occasional prayer request, and the prayers that we just state at the end of our call or the beginning of our calls, I think really make a difference in this program. And I haven't found one that included prayer. That's very comforting to me, and that's another reason why I'm here.